Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Backyard Garage. So today we are going to be continuing to work on the golf cart here. So a couple things that I'm going to be doing today is I want to install a USB-cigarette outlet because I am going to be installing a screen that I can get Apple CarPlay on my golf cart. So let me show you how I'm going to do it. So before I get started, I just want to apologize to everybody because those last couple videos that I put up, I noticed that the audio was absolutely horrendous. No worries, I finally broke down and got a microphone, so hopefully y'all can hear me better. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I am going to remove the seat from the golf cart, and then from there we are going to start doing some wiring. Okay, so the first thing that I actually did was I put the cart into the tow position and I disconnected the battery leads here. Now this golf cart, it came with the turn signals and lights and everything, and right here is an extra red wire. It's for 12 volts. It's actually running down right down here. Let me zoom you in to a fuse box. So right there, it's running to this fuse box here, and I verified with my meter that these are 12 volts right here. So the next thing that I did here is I took this let me zoom you out again. Is I took one of these fuse taps, and it just came with a little lead, and I put a 14 gauge wire on this right here. That's going to go to the positive, and is what this is going to do is I'm going to remove one of those fuses. I'm going to put it into the bottom one, which makes the regular fuse, and then the top one is also going to be the 10 amp fuse coming out to my cigarette lighter dash USB ports. So let me zoom you in and I'll show you how you do this. So it's pretty simple. Let me adjust you a little bit here. Whoop. Sorry about the wobbly camera. There we go. Perfect. So is what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a fuse, which I'm going to take this one here, pull it out, and then is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this fuse block here, and I'm just going to put the fuse in on the bottom of this right here. There we go. Just get it pushed in and seated, and then there we go. So the original 20 amp that I just removed is still going to remain 20, and then this wire that's coming out here that's going to go up to the dash is going to be a 10 amp. I could put a 5 amp in, but the radio calls for a 10 amp fuse, so that's what I did. So then is what we're going to do next is we're just going to take this and we're going to plug this back in. Just like that. And then that is good to go. Yes, it's covering that other fuse there, but the way this is designed, it's sitting up higher, so it's making full contact in there, and it's sitting just fine, so it's just tapped in. So the next thing that I need to do is, this is the other wire. That's a positive side. This is going to be the negative side. I need to put a ring terminal on here. Pretty simple. Just take this right here, strip it back a little bit. There we go. Twist that around. And take your butt connector. Well, actually, it's not your ring connector. Slide it in all the way. Then you're going to take your crimpers. I don't necessarily like these type of crimpers. I like the ones with the top crimp, although I can't find mine, so we're just having to use this. And then we're just going to put this on the red dot, which indicates that the red dot goes to the red butt connector, and then we're just going to squeeze this. There we go. And then is what I'm going to do is, this right here is actually a weatherproof connector, so you use a torch, heat gun, whatever you have. I'll just use one of these quick lighters here, and we'll just heat it up and shrink it on. And there we go. And then this connector is good and weather sealed. It is still warm, so I'll just let it cool down, and then I'm going to connect it right here, because what's happening is there's 4 batteries. If you just take one battery, yes, it's a 48 volt system, but if you just take one of these batteries here and isolate it, put a positive here, negative there. Even though it's a 48 volt system, you're only going to pull 12 volts. So that's what I'm going to do. So, ooh, that's still warm. I'm going to let this cool down for a couple minutes. When I come back, I'm just going to put this here onto the negative side of this battery. Okay, so now that this is cooled, I'm just going to, like I said, take this off here, put this ring terminal on, and then tighten this back down. And there we go. That is good to go. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these wires. Yes, this is speaker wire. It is 14 gauge. I know that people are going to say you can't use that. Well, you can. It's just the reason you don't want to is because it's not necessarily color coded. This one, if you look, it's got a white stripe. I'm using the white stripe as my negative, and the no stripe is my, or I'm sorry, the white stripe is my positive. No stripe is my negative, so I'm just going to use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop this down in here and then just follow the loom up to the front of the golf cart. So it's kind of hard to see. I'm not going to get a good filming of that, but I'm going to get it down and up in the dash, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so the next thing that we're doing is on these club cars here, there's going to be a cap right here. You can just pop this little cap off. Oops, there it goes. Let me show you what it looks like here. So we got this little cap here. It just covers a screw here. That's a Phillips screw. There's one on either side. And then you're going to take the Phillips screw out. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side here. So let me jump over there and get the other screw out over here. Here we go. And then is what you're going to do to get this removed. It's up in there. It's kind of a tight fit, but you just put a screwdriver back here and pull this out. And then you can lift this whole unit out. It's really important to disconnect the battery because this key switch here on the back of it, there's exposed terminals, and if it hits this this aluminum trim here, you could create some issues with it, and you could actually arc the wires and cause some issues and problems if you do that. So, okay, so I have this off, and I have actually the wire running up back in here. I just followed the wire loom, and I have it running through an existing zip tie. I'm just going to pull the slack out of here. So let me pull the slack out, and then we'll continue. And I'm just going to go under the cart really quick and make sure that the wires are running the way I like them, and probably add a couple more zip ties to make sure that they don't sag. Okay, so the USB charger port that I got looks like this. It says 12 amp max for the fuse, so that 10 amp fuse that I have in there is just good. So what I need to do is figure out where I want to mount this. On this base plate here, I actually want to put it right up here and just mount it up under here. So I'm going to look at the back of this, and on mine there's nothing in the way, so putting it right here is a really good option for me. So what I need to do is I need to figure out where I want it, and then I got to drill a hole. So I see a spot right here that looks good. So I got a drill bit that's big enough to pass these wires through, and that's what I'm going to do. So let me drill this out. Perfect. And I'm going to put these wires through. One, and then the other. gonna mount up. So is what I got is a couple self-tapping screws, and we're just gonna put the self-tapping screws up through this plastic here and to secure the cigarette lighter on. So let me put this here. Go. And then we're going to do the other side as well. If you're using a drill for that, you just got to go kind of slow and not be super fast, because they'll strip out super easily. So there we go. I got that in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the back here where these wires are coming through. Let me move you guys so you can see what I'm doing, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so now you guys are in focus. I can go ahead and I'm just going to take these, I'm going to put this in here, and I'm remembering that the white line on this wire is my positive. And we'll come over here and crimp this. There we go. And then this other one here is going to be my negative. I'll get this in here as well. And get that crimped as well. There we go. And then those are done. And then we'll just take our lighter, torch, or whatever you have, and get these heat shrunk on. Now, I'm going to be taking all this out, so I will have to end up cutting these. I'm going to be rewiring all this here in the future, but I will be putting a different type of connector on here, and the connector, it's just going to be like a quick disconnect, just so if I have to remove this in the future, it will come off easier. So you can also do that as well. Just do like a spade, a male and female spade connector, and then that will make it easier if you have to take this all apart. Hindsight's 20/20. I should have done that to begin with, but I didn't. But there we go. Okay, and then we'll let this cool down, and then while that's cooling down, I'm just going to go ahead and put this all back together here. So let me do that. And then, like I was saying, there's this screw that goes in there. There's one around the other side of the cart. So this all gets held in by this screw here. It's a Phillips screw. So put that in quick. Get it taped down. And then it comes with this. It's just like a button snap, and then it just snaps on. So that's kind of what I was talking about when I was talking about the okay, so now I have everything all hooked up. You'll see the little blue light is on there. I'm gonna need to figure something else out. I'm getting actually lithium batteries for the golf cart here, so it's not a big deal. Whenever we're not using it, we do plug the cart in, so the batteries will stay charged. That's gonna draw it's gonna put a small drain on the battery, but it's not like the end of the world or anything. And then when I put the lithium battery in, everything is gonna be hooked up to the key switch, so it doesn't turn on and it won't get power unless the key switch is flipped. So I'm not too worried about that right now. It's only going to be like that for a couple days. And then I'll have a lithium battery, and then the kick down converter that's going to be controlled with the key switch, which will turn my lights and everything on when the key switch is on. So there we go. Alright, so the unit that I actually went with is called a Carpuride. Has really good reviews. They make like motorcycle units. It's got like Bluetooth, USB, different audio inputs, but you could also use like the Android Auto and the Apple CarPlay. It's got AirPlay and Auto Link all included with this. So I already opened it, but I'll just kind of reopen it with you guys and kind of show you what all comes in the package. This is the 9-inch screen, so this is what the screen looks like. It comes with a little screen protector on there. This one also came with a backup camera, and I might install that. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about it. I could tie it into the reverse switch, or I could tie it in somehow so we can get the backup camera working. That's if I want to. Another thing it comes with is a windshield mount. So this actually slides in to the windshield mount. It comes with a connector for an auxiliary port, so that just plugs in. It also comes with the power cord. The reason I had to get a cigarette lighter specifically was because this actually comes with a cigarette lighter, so that's why I put that in. It also comes with another mount, a dash mount. I'll just have to figure out how you would install it. I'm actually going to be using the windshield mount opposed to this to start with, but I might switch to this. It's kind of weird how it is. It's like it's a weird clamp. It's kind of different, but. And then it also comes with a wireless, I believe this is wireless, control for your steering wheel. So you could put it on and you could answer calls, hang up, push the button, your volumes, and then your skip button. So this goes on your steering wheel, and it just kind of clamps on. So I don't know if I'll be using that, but it's kind of cool. It comes with it. So that's everything that comes with this. So let's go back to the golf cart and get this installed. Okay, so I am back here at the golf cart here, and I have the mount here that I was showing you, and I just got the way that this actually clips on is on the back of here. There's little grooves. Not sure if you can see, but there's these little grooves. This mount will just go in there, and then it slides up, snaps in, and then that's how it mounts. So like I said, I'm just going to mount this on my windshield for now. So I'm going to peel the back off of this, lift this up, I'm going to put it, I got to hold it with one hand and kind of figure out where I'm going to want this. Probably about right there. And I'm going to stick it to the windshield. This suction cup is extremely sticky, which is good. And then there we go. And then that's mounted on. And I'm just going to tighten this thumb screw back there. And then I can move the screen around and adjust it to where I want it. And also, if I want it up more, I can lift this up more, tighten it down, and then just move that around. So that seems about right where I want it. So there we go. And then it's got this adapter here. Let me see if you guys are in focus on all this. Yeah, for the most part, you guys are in focus. So now it's got this adapter here. I'm just gonna plug it into the side of this Carpuride here, and then right here, and then this cord is really long, which is fine. I'll just zip tie it up, and then I'm just gonna plug it in down here, and then there we go. Looks like it is turning on. So let me pull you over and I'll show you kind of the screen and what it looks like. So give me just a moment. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on. I got the zoomed on the screen and you can see exactly what it looks like when it turns on. So here it goes. It's turning on right now. Looks pretty clean. So, like I said, it's got the all sorts of different features and stuff on here. It's got the Apple CarPlay. You click that, and then you would just connect to your Bluetooth, and it just kind of walks you up through the settings. Super easy to do. You could do the Bluetooth, the hands-free phone, and everything. I don't have anything hooked up because I just installed this. So far, this screen is super responsive. I'm really liking that. So I like that. So here's the settings here. First setting on here is the language. Click that. You have all these different languages and everything on there. I only know English. Then you push this little button up here. The gear icon brings you back. Device speaker. The cool thing is there's actually a speaker built into this, which is really cool. Since my golf cart does not have speakers, I could just use a speakers that's built into this. And then, yeah, it will use that. It's got right drive, so if you're like in UK or other places where you drive on the right hand side of the road, you can click that. And then you got factory. You can restore the factory settings. And then you can check your system version on this last one. Next here, this is you could go for the iPhone or the Android wired link. So that's like the iPlay. You could do the iPlay, which is like the Apple CarPlay, or you could do the iOS mirror, which will mirror your phone, so you can watch videos and stuff. Next, this is going to be your Wi-Fi settings and everything. The Wi-Fi, you turn it on. The name of the Wi-Fi on this is going to be the Carpuride, and then there's a Wi-Fi password. And then you can choose which gigahertz channel you have, whether it's a 5 gigahertz or 2.4. Not sure which one will be good, but we'll just keep it as is. And then the reason you'd want to use the Wi-Fi is for like connecting to your phone to this right here. There's two ways you can connect, is a Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi. And then the final setting here, you can turn on your video warning. I believe is what that is like if you're trying to play a video while you're driving, I think it'll give you that warning that you can't use it. I'll turn that off. I don't necessarily need it. Park line, that's for like your reverse camera if you have it hooked up. And then it's got parking settings, so you can move these. I imagine you could, yeah, you can move those lines and everything. So you get that set up how you like it. And then the rear camera mirror, like if it's upside down or backwards, you could push the mirror button and it'll unmirror it. And then I believe that's all the settings that are in here. So let's go back to the home screen. And there we go. So I'm going to try to get this all hooked up and see if I can record, because I use my phone to record these videos. So I kind of want to hook all this up and see if I could use my Apple Play while I'm recording. So let me go hook all that up and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the home for the, I have the CarPlay all hooked up here. So when I go to iPlay here, there we go. It actually opens up everything. I try to play music on this with the recording, but it won't. But if you hit the, say, iHeartRadio button, it'll pop up a station that you were listening to. You could also do like Waze. It'll show the maps and everything. And then you could just do a bunch of different things on here. It's pretty slick. It works really well. You could add a bunch of different things. So that's kind of where we're at. And this is how everything's working. So this touchscreen is super good. It's super responsive. Another thing that I did do, because it's just kind of a pain, is on my steering wheel, I went ahead and just put this on here. So like when I hit the volume up button, it'll change the volume, and you can volume up and volume down, and it seems to work pretty good. So this is awesome. I'll drive it around and I'll see how good it works, and if it's super, I'll just report back here in a couple weeks and let you know how good it is. The only thing left that I have to do here is just tidy up these wires here, but this is where we're at, and this is the screen and everything that I got, and man, this is pretty awesome. It's pretty sweet. So again, this is the Carpuride. It's the 9-inch Pro. Super awesome. Love it. So far, so good. And yeah, I will report back. But anyway, everybody, I'm sorry. The audio, I'm getting used to this little microphone here. It's really weird because it keeps cutting off. I don't know what's going on. So some of the audio got really bad in here. And then also it's hot out, so I have my fan running. So it's probably picking up a bunch of background noise on that. So anyway, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. If you guys like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below, and we'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.